Hello, everybody. My name is Fahad Fayaz, and I'll be your moderator for today. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Qayyum Hussain, Worthy Principal, Professor Bashir Ahmad Rathar, esteemed principals from various colleges, and student speakers and participants. Good afternoon to all of you. I, Fahad Fayaz, extend my warm greetings and welcome you all for the second day of this 2 day long All India Youth Virtual Conclave for cultural exchange. Nobody can deny the fact that the primary aim of education is to produce patriotic citizens who, who would spread national progress. Education also aims at securing cooperation and coordination. In contrast to conflict, the contradiction by creating new social order based on the pillar of cohesion and solidarity. Over the above, cultivation of homogeneous thinking based on spirit of nationality should be our goal in education for catering to the problems of the nation. In the admitted, it is admitted on the hand of the organization of different co-curricular activities in an educational institution helps in promotion of national emotional integration. And this 2 day cultural exchange program aims specifically at what such events will help our students to have first hand knowledge about the country and face to face contacts with their counterparts across the nation. With help in breaking the barriers and prejudices and broaden their outlook and vision besides getting knowledge of dress, cuisines, topography, songs, dances, manners, cuisines, and traditions of other people will help us to build bridges across the spaces as a right step in the right direction for inculcating feelings of oneness among all the students and teachers. Cultural and national integration is essential for all round development of our nation. In spite of a large scale diversities, this there is an undenying unity which binds all segments of the people representing diverse parts of our nation. We at Amar Singh College have a long tradition of upholding cultural values and cultural tolerance. And today, with these 2 day National Cultural Exchange Program in form of virtual youth conclave, we hope to bring together our youth, our future from different corners of nation on one platform to understand, appreciate, and respect the cultural lineages of each other. With these words, we shall be commencing today's student presentations. Our first presentation is from our very own Amar Singh College. I request Said Darakshan from Amar Singh College to go ahead with the presentation.
My name is Daraksha, and I'll present the Kashmiri cuisines to you. The snow-clad mountains, enchanting valleys, and pristine, almost holy environs all make Kashmir what it's rightly called, paradise on earth. But the gorgeous state is not just about its angelic beauty, but something much more tantalizing. It's Kashmiri food that steals the show, at least for all the food lovers um, and foodie travelers out there. Just as its people, culture, and landscape, Kashmiri food is also rich yet simple, and diverse yet evincing a distinct identity. The Kashmiri cuisine is based on vegetables, meat, and rice, makes use of lots of yogurts, cardamom, cloves, and fennel powder to flavor their fragrant dishes. The use of mustard oil as their cooking medium and Kashmiri red chili powder, which gives off that distinct deep red hue to the Kashmiri food, is simply outstanding to say the least. So before the drool seeps out and wets the carpet, let's quickly learn about the various delicious Kashmiri dishes that you must indeed taste at least once in your life. Uh, Kashmiri kahwa, a stirring alternative to the regular Indian tea. Kahwa is one beverage no Kashmiri can live without. Lighter than its milk counterparts and sweeter too, this beautiful golden brown drink is made by boiling special Kashmiri green tea in water for just a few minutes. not longer, to get the perfect color and taste. With a hint of cardamom and cinnamon, and a helping of crudely ground almonds, this lovely tea is one Kashmiri food you can very well enjoy at your home. Kashmiri Damalu. Be it birthdays, festivals, or any day, calling for a sumptuous treat, Kashmiris always rely on these oh so yummy comfort food. Boiled and fried to a golden crisp covering, potatoes are then cooked with a smooth red gravy to prepare the very popular Kashmiri Damalu that is enough to make any home smell intoxicatingly good. Nadru yakni. Lotus stems are called nadru in Kashmir, and this simple yet flavorful curry is made without onion or garlic. Hak. The Kashmiri sibling of the common Indian saag or green leafy vegetable preparation, hak is a common term used for all kinds of saag, but most popularly the leafy portion of munj or nol. Another light dish, this Kashmiri food is a welcome change for the tongue. Frustrated with the usual overdose of spices and oil, this extraordinary Kashmiri cuisine can be served along with boiled rice and plain yogurt. The next is sheer chai. Another refreshing beverage from the land of snow, sheer chai or noon chai, is unique and indispensable part of Kashmiri food scene. Made with a special kind of tea leaves, this brew is made with milk, water, a pinch of baking soda, and dry fruits like pistachios and almonds. The natives savor this tea with a special thin noodles called feni dipped in the concoction. This delicious Kashmiri dish being savory, this tea is not the cup of tea for everyone. The next is rot. Rot has a special place for itself in the traditional Kashmiri food. It's made on the auspicious time of Kashmiri New Year. Even so, as a ritual among the Kashmiri Pandit community, rot is a sweet flatbread prepared with flour, sugar, and clarified butter or ghee. Then comes Kashmiri snacks, which includes shirmal, kulcha, and tumlutsot. Then almost I think every one of you must know of Kashmiri Wazwan. It includes several dishes. Most importantly, there is tabak mas, there is kebab, vaz kokur, and rista, rogan josh, daniful, and yakni goshtab. So these are the scenes how Kashmiri Wazwan is made. There are several pots which are kept on fire for a very long period of time. And this is the slide of Kashmiri street food, wherein a Kashmiri seller, he's selling it on a street. There are different kinds of potato chips and nadru chips also. This is a typical Kashmiri Wazwan trami that is served on festivals or on marriage ceremonies, etc. Then there is Kashmiri bamsoot. It is a dish made up of a fruit that is known as bamsoot, a kind of apple. This is Kashmiri Pulao. Pulao, all of you must know, and we have our own way of making it. It's a sweet pulao. This is harissa. It's hot selling in winters in Kashmir. It's very tasty, made up of minced. It's actually minced meat and sprinkled with fried onions and served with roti, served with bread. Thank you so much. This was all about Kashmiri cuisines, and now you know what all you are missing, not just the snowy mountains and the stunning valleys of the mesmerizing north, but also the irresistible delicacies of Kashmiri food. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Daraksha. My mouth is watering already. Now I request our second participant from Shillong Law College to proceed with the presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm a student of Shillong Law College. My name is Neha Shah. I am from second semester BA LLB. I'm here to present the video on Northeast India cuisine prepared and narrated by one of the students from Shillong Law College, Ms. Jiminy Loriak, 6th semester BA LLB.
Northeast, a part of India that is very different from the rest. Our culture and tradition attracts hundreds of tourists around the globe. But do you know what's more interesting and attracts a lot more attention to? It is none other than our long list of delicious and scrumptious cuisine. Unlike the rest of India, our people use very less amount of oil and go for the boiled dishes. In parts like Arunachal, Mizoram, and Nagaland, people have been using pork fat as a source of oil. All our main courses meals are mainly dependent on bamboo shoots and fermented soya bean. The spice tolerance of our people is no joke. Since for maximum number of our local dishes, we prefer the kinchuri instead of the regular ones. Our people have a unique love and desire for rice. Around 90% of the population in Northeast choose rice instead of chapati and also take it for the 3 times a day. Now that we are familiar to what we eat and what we do not, what we like and what we dislike, let me tell you all about what we have as the main dishes of each and every state of Northeast. Starting with the uppermost part of the Northeast, we have Arunachal Pradesh, the land of the rising sun. Here, like any other part of the Northeast, rice is a must. But the real question arises, and what do we take with it? Yes, you guessed it right, it's the bamboo shoot. Because of its delicate flavor, it is the chief component food in Arunachal Pradesh. And along with this very ingredient, various other cuisines are made. Bamboo shoot in Arunachal Pradesh is just as essential as making rice. It can be boiled, it can be fried, it can be even sun-fried, which can be even used in the boiled dishes. There is a tribe in Arunachal Pradesh called Apatani which use bamboo shoot with the fermented soya bean and create a dish called pikepila. Now the dish pikepila, along with the said ingredients, is fermented even more with some few chunks of meat. Arunachal Pradesh in its festive season is also very famous for its rice cake, which is made up of rice and ginger and salt, and also its alcohol beverages. The rice cake here is commonly known as atun, and the alcohol beverages is of 2 types. The first one is called apong, which is made up of rice, and the second one is called as malwa, which is made up of millet. Both the alcohol beverages are made up of fermentation and is enjoyed a lot by the elderly people. But unlike the rest of the Arunachalis, the people who live near the Tibet border, that is the Monpas, use a maximum number of dairy products. Their main dish, which they enjoy a lot, is known as the chura sabzi. It is made up of fermented cheese along with few vegetables and chili flakes. The combination of these dairy products along with the king chili may sound a bit weird for the first time, but if you get a chance, do taste it. Coming back to the rice cake, also known as utang, it is made up of hand-grinded rice mixed with salt, sugar, ginger, and also other ingredients. The main source is the water, which makes it thick, and we keep it in the banana leaf for a few days, which makes it thick, fluffy, and cakey. Almost 90% of the people of Arunachal Pradesh are non-vegetarian. All our main course dishes are also non-vegetarian. We even have pickles that are solely made of meat, which we call as luktar. The dish luktar has to be stir-fried in oil, and it can be also mixed with bamboo shoot, which makes it even more delicious. Arunachal Pradesh is also home to the production of kiwi wine. A place in Arunachal Pradesh known as Zero produces a large amount of kiwi and also uses it to manufacture kiwi wine. There are no artificial flavors added to it, and it's really pleasant and sweet to taste. Moving on, let's discuss about our next state, that is Meghalaya, also known as House of the Rain. People here in Meghalaya have a typical way of preparing their dishes, which solely depends on the availability of the foodstuff in Meghalaya. The specialty of the state is that its cuisine can be divided into 3 parts depending on the 3 tribal societies. All these 3 tribes, namely Khasi, Garo, and the Jaintias, have their own typical ways of preparing their own cuisines. Starting with the very famous Khasi dish, that is the jado, which is available in nearly every local cuisine restaurant in the East Khasi Hills. Jado is made with rice, which is mixed with pork and vegetables and garnished with fish and egg. It is very delicious, easy to make, and the best part of jado is it's very affordable in your local restaurant. The Khasi tribe also came up with a pork salad, which is very easy to make, and also it can be added to your healthy diet. Since the pork salad only consists of boiled pork, a lot of onion, chili, garlic, and also added spices. Moving on, have you ever heard about Nakambiji? If not, then worry not, because here I am to tell you that it is a very delicious meal, which is actually a soup made by the very people of Garo Hills of Meghalaya. Nakambiji is a very healthy soup, which is often taken after a heavy, spicy meal. Just like any other soup, here we add vegetables and fish. But unlike your regular soup, here we do not add water. So this soup is basically a very healthy and nutritious and also delicious puree. Hence now, you know the beauty secret of our Garo maidens. Everyone in Northeast loves spicy food, but the Jantias took it to another level. They came up with a sauce called Durumbai, and it is made up of fermented soya bean along with coriander, mint, and lots of chili. Not only the Jantias, but also the Khasi and the Garos love to have it alongside the Jaddo. Not only the people in Meghalaya, but also the people who come from outskirts are really addicted to Durumbai because of the savory and flavorfulness. Moving on to the next state, we have Assam. If you're a foodie who loves to eat, then Assam should be definitely added to your bucket list. The cuisine in Assam has its own distinct taste, which is very different from the other part of the Northeast. So may I please have your attention, because here I am to give you a glimpse about the authentic, delicious cuisines of Assam. When it comes to the main cuisines of Assam, kar is a non-vegetarian dish which comes to the top. The main ingredient of this non-vegetarian dish lies in its own name, that is the kar. Its preparation also involves filtration with the dried banana leaves, which give it its signature flavor. This delicious curry is usually taken alongside the rice and is often taken during lunch. Moving on next, we have a tangy curry called Masoor Tenga, and its flavor lies in its name itself, since Tenga in Assamese means tangy. Here, the fish is slow cooked along with the broth, and also lemon, tomatoes, and other tangy flavors are added, which gives it ultimately a refreshing taste to lift up your mood. Masoor Tenga is one of the dishes that every Assamese love. You can ask them and you can figure it out with their enthusiasm. Unlike the most part of Northeast region, the Assamese people love to eat fried instead of boiled. And I can justify my sentence with the upcoming new dish that is called Shag Aloo Bhaji. It's just a normal fried vegetable, but here the most important part is they garnish it with garlic and ginger, which make it far more special than our regular fried vegetable. If you have a sweet tooth, then you may think Northeast is not the place for you, but you can visit Assam because they have their own cuisines, which is very sweet and delicious. Starting with a sweet and authentic cuisine, which is known as pitha, and it is made up of rice, and it can be served with your evening tea. The taste of pitha may differ from region to region and also may differ from how the people make it. But the only thing that I can assure you is that the taste of pitha is always delicious and it is the best choice for your evening snack. Next, we have Kamalar Kheer. Now, you may be thinking, what's so new with kheer? But have you ever tasted a kheer with a tangy taste of orange? People of Assam came up with this unique idea of garnishing your regular kheer with the orange pulp, which ultimately makes it even more refreshing. Have you ever eaten silkworm? I know you got the goosebumps. But not only the people of Assam, but also the people of Arunachal, Nagaland, and many more states of Northeast love to dive into the dish of silkworm. Silkworm and the dishes made with silkworm are considered to be one of the most delicious cuisine in Northeast. People cook and give it flavor of their desire, which ultimately results to different regions having different cuisines made up of silkworm. Talking about the fermented soya bean, the state that gives it the maximum impact is Nagaland. People of Nagaland came up with Akini, which is also a fermented soya bean. Maximum number of houses in Nagaland tend to make Akini, which is very flavorful and adds a little bit of spice into your daily life. Although Akini is served mostly as a side dish, but in the land of Nagaland, they often consider it as a main dish. Akini is often called the magic potion because when it is served as a side dish along with your rice, it always enhances the taste of whatever you're eating. Another very famous dish from Nagaland is Akini Chocobo, which is made up of grounded perilla seeds and stir-fried with snails. The people in Nagaland also enjoy fish cooked in a bamboo. Here, the fishes are filled in a bamboo tube along with few spices and they are allowed to smoke over a fire. Us Northeasterns are gifted with the art of making fermented alcoholic beverages. In Nagaland, they create one rice beer and its name is Zuthu. It is very pleasant in taste and the elderly people really enjoy it during the festive season. Another very famous dish in Nagaland is anishi, which is also known as arbi in Hindi, and in your common language, it's colocasia stem. These stems are very useful since it adds a little bit of extra spice and extra flavor in every dish that you put in, and it is mainly used in the preparation of stew. When we talk about the delicacies of Northeast, there is no option in leaving behind Mizoram. Taking the influence of the North Indians and the Chinese, they evolved with their singularity. Their dishes are the ones which you cannot forget even after you leave the restaurant. Talking about the Mizos, the dishes that they prepare, the very first place is given to bai. Bai is amongst the foremost widespread dishes in Mizoram. The key factor of this dish is that it is prepared by the locally available herbs and spices. The most ingredients embrace pork, bamboo shoots, and vegetables. In Mizoram, bai is that one dish which you can find terribly easily. Mizos are so fond of bai that they even take it as a soup before starting their main course. Another very famous dish amongst the Mizos is the bamboo shoot fry. If you are a feeder, then you must undertake the bamboo shoot fry in Mizoram. Here, the bamboo shoots are stir fried and then the herbs are added, and some of them even add mushrooms to enhance its taste. Apart from these dishes, you can even try two popular drinks in Mizoram. One of them is the local tea called Zoo, which they often take after every meal. Another one is the Libruska grape wine, which is also very famous and the favorites amongst the locals of Mizoram. Moving on next, let's talk about the cuisines in Manipur, also known as the Jewel Land. The food in Manipur is often said to be very delicious yet simple to make. The ideology behind the Manipuri cuisine is putting less oil but yet making it very spicy. A dish that is very famous amongst the Manipuris is iromba, and it is made up of boiled vegetables mixed with fish. The secret behind making iromba is putting fermented fish along with tons of vegetable in a hot pot and letting it cook till it becomes a paste. Then we finally garnish it with maroi and a sprinkle of coriander leaves. Next, we have singju, a very famous Manipuri salad, which is often served as a side dish. Unlike any other salad, this salad includes lotus stem, singju leaves, and fish powder. Although singju is a Manipuri dish, but the people who eat singju are not only residing in Manipur. Singju is really famous in the entire northeast area. One more really interesting dish of Manipuris is the paknam, which is often referred to as a local pancake. Paknam is a savory cake which is made up of thick batter of besan, vegetables, chilies, and also nari, which is also known as their local fish. Paknam is considered to be the perfect evening snack by the Manipuris. India is a land of diversity, where you are treated with utmost love and a plate of delicious meal. Going further, we have our next state, that is Tripura. The cuisines prepared by the Tripuris is basically influenced by the dishes prepared in Bangladesh. Starting with our very first cuisine, we have Mui Porok, that is a traditional cuisine of Tripura. This dish is very healthy since it's prepared with fermented fish and no oil. If you love to drink, then you will fall in love with the traditional drink of Tripura. There is a rice beer, also known as chalk. Next, we have Fahan Mostang, which is made up of pork and is also very, very famous in Tripura. If you're a meat lover and happen to visit Tripura, then you must grab a bite of this heavenly dish. In this dish, vegetables like onion and coriander are added to the pork. But what makes it more special is the roasted green chili, which adds more spice and makes it aromatic in another manner. All the cuisines that we have mentioned here are not the only ones. Not only that, Northeast is a house to various other cuisines, which you can have the taste when you visit our mainland. Thank you.
So that is all for Northeast cuisine. Thank you.
Thank you, Neha. I was drooling before, now I'm hungry. Now I invite our third participant from Shrimati Narsima Arts and Commerce Science College to go ahead with her presentation.
Hello everyone, my name is Lakshmi Gauri. I'm student of first year English literature. Today I am going to talk about some native festivals in Maharashtra. Now let me share my screen with you. Festivals in Maharashtra. Festivals. The list of some native festivals in Maharashtra. Nakambiji, Gudi Padwa, the harvest festival of Maharashtra. Naradi Purnima, Ganesh Puja, the famous festival of Maharashtra. Makar Sankranti, Poda, Ashadi Ekadashi. First, the Nakambiji. Nakambiji is celebrated in the honor of snake god Sheshnag on the fifth day of the holy month of Shravan. Snake worship is an important ritual in India. And on this festival, cobras made of clay are venerated in homes. It is mainly celebrated for two reasons. Firstly, the abode of Nag from the bottom of the Patal Lok and the blessing of the Nag are sought for the well-being of the family. Secondly, the Nags keep the crop safe from rats and rodents, and so the farmers pray to the Nag Devta and offer their thanks. People make offering of sweet and milk to the snake deity. The day is celebrated with dance and songs in the streets. People throng Nag temples and also Shiv temples since the Nag is very closely associated with the Lord Shiva. A picture of Nag Panchami. Second, Gudi Padwa. Gudi Padwa signifies the beginning of the prosperous new year and Hindus consider to be one of the most auspicious days. It falls on the first day of lunar calendar, marking the new year. It is celebrated with great pomp and show all over the state. Households are decorated with garlands and rangolis, and a gudi is put up outside home to welcome prosperity and good health into the family. Gudi is symbol of victory, characterized by bamboo stick with a silk cloth. It is garlanded with flowers as sweet offered to it. Some pictures of Gudi Padwa. Third, Naradi Purnima. In the month of Shravan, the full moon day is celebrated in different parts of Maharashtra and is known as Naradi Purnima. During the monsoon, the sea is unsafe for fishing and hence fishermen do not venture into the sea. Naradi Purnima marks and the end of monsoon and the beginning of new fishing season and fishermen approach the sea would be for sailing out in their beautifully decorated boats. Narad means coconut and Purnima is the full moon day when offering the coconuts are made to the sea is God on this day. Some pictures of Naradi Purnima. Ganesh Chaturthi. Ganesh Chaturthi is one of the grandest occasions and festivals celebrated in Maharashtra. The Hindu festival requires decoration of houses, prayers, and decorating of idols in their homes and is also celebrated as a society event. It is celebrated to honor the elephant-headed god Ganesha. The Ganesh Chaturthi festival is one which can be celebrated at home and also as a public event. It includes a long month of hard work by collecting funds in order to purchase and organize the grand public Ganesh Puja. The festival brings a sense of joy among the people as the entire community, friends, and family gather and join the auspicious celebration. They essentially pray to Lord Ganesha to receive his blessing for good health and as well as being their family. The woman receives help of children to make sweets and decorate house. The festival is celebrated for 5 days, at the end of which the ideal embrace in the large water body. Some pictures of Ganesh Chaturthi. Makar Sankranti. Makar Sankranti is the celebration of winter solstice. It is celebration of advantage of spring, the day when the sun leaves the southern hemisphere and begins its journey in the northern hemisphere. Following the glorious tradition of kite flying, there can be plenty clouds seen dotting the sky on this day. Meals of gudachi podi are prepared to keep everyone warm. Small sweet laddus made from sesame are especially prepared for this day. People visit the homes of friends and relatives and say, "Tirgur घ्या आणि गोड गोड बोला," meaning accept this tirgur and speak sweetly. It is the day when everyone agrees to forget all hostilities and differences and move forward with the mutual love and respect. There are some pictures of Makar Sankranti. Poda. Like Lahori in North India, the harvest festival of Poda is celebrated by farmers all over Maharashtra. It falls on Pithori Amavasya, the new moon day of the holy month of Shravan. On this day, bulcocks, which are integral part of the agriculture, basically the backbone of it, are worshipped. They are bathed, decorated with ornaments, and taken out the procession across the village, accompanied by music and dancing. The procession of the bull marks the social standing of the farmers, the order in which they are taken out into the village. Pictures of Foda, Bulcock, Ashadi Ekadashi. Celebrated in the honor of great Hindu god Vishnu. Ashadi Ekadashi is the culmination of great Pandharpurchi Wari, its journey to Pandharpur. Pandharpur is a town in Maharashtra on the banks of river Chandrabhaga and is considered to be the abode of Vittal, a local form of the mighty god. Almost a month in advance, millions of people to visit the holy city on foot. These people known as Varkaris. These people who have undertaken this journey chant holy songs and live in extremely minimalistic conditions during the entire journey. And the atmosphere is of great devotion and mutual support, as everyone's ultimate aim is only to reach the Lord and fall at his feet. All over the state, people observe a fast and partake only simple food, which is reminder for the journey that the Varkaris undertake, and also a sign of devotion and faith in their Vitthal Mauli. Pictures, some pictures of Ashadi Ekadashi. Thank you so much. I hope you have enjoyed. Thank you for the guiding Dr. Gawande sir, and also thank you for the motivation Dr. Chiklikar ma'am and Pankaja ma'am.
Thank you, Lakshmi. Indeed, food and festivals make a good combination. Now, I request our next participant from St. John's College of Arts and Science to proceed with the presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Aritra G. Kumar from St. John's College of Arts and Science. I am going to present a PPT about cuisines and costumes of South India and its states. First, let's start with the cuisines of South India. South Indian cuisines usually encompasses the 5 southern states of Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, and Kerala. Both the geography and cultural influence of the South has the influence on the region cuisines. They are typically vegetarian and non-vegetarian dishes for all 5 states. Some we know and loved foods include South Indian chicken curry, kulambu, idlis, dosa, vada, sambar, uttapam, rasam, and payasam. Next, let's see about the Tamil Nadu cuisine. Tamil Nadu has always been a hub for food connoisseurs to take a great pleasure of some of the finest tradition cuisines in the country. Tamil Nadu is the top for their customary culture, which is served with its every delectable flavors. Let's see some popular cuisines of Tamil Nadu. They are idli, sambar, chicken chettinad, dosa, uttapam, banana bonda, rasam, prawns kulambu, payasam. Next, let's see about Kerala cuisine. It is the culinary style originated in Kerala, a region in the south of India. It offers a multitude of both vegetarian and non-vegetarian dishes prepared using fish, poultry, and red meat with rice and a typical accompaniment. Chilies, curry leaves, coconut, mustard seeds, turmeric, and other spices are also used in the preparation. Kerala is known as the land of spice because it trades spice with Europe as well as with many ancient civilians, with the oldest historical records of the Sumers from 3000 BC. Some popular cuisines of Kerala, they are idiyappam with curry, isari, puttu and kadala curry, appam and istu, ila satya, parpu curry, nendan, koli varval. Next, let's move to the Karnataka cuisines. Karnataka cuisines includes the cuisines of the different regions and communities of Karnataka, namely North Karnataka cuisines, South Karnataka cuisines, Cork cuisine, Sarawat cuisines, and Navarat cuisines. Let's see some famous cuisines of Karnataka: Mysore masala dosa, Mysore pak, chow chow bath, ragi mundi and sopna saru, obattu, kane rava fry. Next, let's move to the Telugu cuisines. Telugu cuisine is the cuisine of South Indian natives to the Telugu people from the state of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, generally known for its tangy, hot and spicy taste. The cooking is very diverse due to the vast spread of the people and very topological regions. The popular Telugu cuisines are Pulihora, Chepa Pulusu, Gongura Pickle Ambadi, Resort, Gutti Vangaya Kora, Pulungulu, curd rice. Now let's see the typical marriage cuisine. Typical meals during the marriages. Virindu refers to the core elements of Tamil cuisine offered to the guest on special occasions such as festivals and marriage ceremony. Rice staples, tomato rice, பருப்பு, சாம்பார், ரசம், குழம்பு, பொரியல் and kutu are added with buttermilk and curd to prepare pachadi. Sapadu, a typical meal, along with other Tamil dishes, are served on their banana leaves, which add flavor, flooding such as payasam and eaten last coffee and tea as the stable drink. Dry and fresh fruits or vegetables are also used to prepare traditional cuisines. They serve salt, pickles, vada, payasam, appam and avial after the meal. A banana and a batter leaf with areca nuts and limestone paste are served to promote digestion. Not like Hindu or Christian cuisine, Muslim typical meals in marriage is always extraordinary. It always changes vegetarian to non-vegetarian. In the wedding, they provide us roasted chicken, kebab, fish curry, sharmal, mutton rogan josh, chicken kurma, mutton biryani, chicken biryani, etc. Next, let's see about the special cuisines that used for special occasions. First, Pongal festival. In Pongal festival, that most famous cuisine is Pongal. It contains 4 types. They are Sakuri Pongal. It is generally prepared in temples as a prasad. This type of Pongal made during the Pongal festival in Tamil Nadu and during Sankrati festival in Andhra Pradesh. Ingredients can include rice, coconut and mung bean. Sakuri Pongal is often sweetened with jaggery, which gives Pongal a brown color. Through it can be sweetened with white sugar instead. Next is Ven Pongal. Ven Pongal is the popular flavored dish in Tamil, Sri Lanka and other South Indian homes, and it's typically served as the special breakfast, especially in Tamil Nadu and northern and eastern Sri Lanka. It is usually served with sambar and coconut chutney. Next is Milagu Pongal. Milagu Pongal is the spicy variant of the same dish with pepper, rice and moong dal. Next, Puli Pongal. Puli Pongal is the variant made with tamarind and boiled rice. It is not specially associated with the Pongal festival as it often eaten for dinner. Next, we have Kartige Deepam cuisines. It is a collection of Pori Urundai, Nei Appam, Kadai Mittai, Rava Appam, wheat flour appam, instant Nei Appam, Adai, sweet, payasam, vadai, etc. Next, we see about Thaipusam festival. Chana dal payasam is the another exotic payasam recipe that tastes delicious and unique. It is commonly prepared in South Indian households during pujas, festival and family functions. The star ingredient of this payasam is Bengal gram dal. We know Bengal gram is very high in protein and very low in glycemic index. This payasam tastes a bit different and yummy from the other payasam varieties as we use jaggery and coconut milk in it. Next, let's move to our next topic, costumes of South India and its states. South Indian costumes. It refers to the culture of the South Indian states of Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. South Indian culture, through with its visible difference, forms an important place of the Indian culture. South Indian women traditionally wear the sari, while the men wear the type of sarong, which would be either a white dhoti or a colorful lungi with typical batik patterns. Next, Tamil Nadu costumes for women. Sari finds immense significance in the traditional clothing for women in Tamil Nadu. The popular Tamil poetry Silapadikaram portrays the female in sari. Sari is the dress which women wear in office, temple, parties and marriages. South Indian saris are famous across India for their inherent zari works. Kanchipuram sari is especially well known for its exiguous style. The color structure and style of Kanchipuram sari are quite different from the North Indian sari. The length of the sari usually ranges from 5 to 6. Next, let's see for the men's. There are not more variety costumes for men. Generally, they use lungi with white shirt and angavastra. Lungi available in different colors, but pure white lungis are the traditional costumes to the men in Tamil Nadu and also the marriage costumes. Next, let's see about the Kerala traditional costumes. The traditional wear of the state is called mundu, which is worn on the lower portion of the body from the waist to the foot. It is white and is worn by both men and women. It resembles a lower skirt or a dhoti. The upper garment varies with gender and ages. This dress is worn in Kerala, Tulunadu region and Maldives Island. Muslim women, on the other hand, sometimes prefer the black and blue parda, while the traditional Christian women wear as two pieces blouse and the pleated mundu. Next, let's move to the Andhra Pradesh costumes. The traditional dress of Andhra Pradesh couples and otherwise is among the most fascinating things to learn about the state. For men, traditional dress is dhoti and kurta. They also wear lungis and skirt. Andhra Pradesh traditional dress was dhotis for women as well prior to the 14th century. Later, other traditional dress came into play such as sari and langavani. Next is Karnataka costumes. The state of Karnataka is home to many diverse communities who have their style of dressing. The women of Karnataka usually dress in saris, while men usually prefer to wear the dhoti and kurta. The principal traditional dress for men in Karnataka is panchi, which is worn underneath the waistline, accompanied by the skirt on top. It is otherwise called lungi. Next is Telangana costume. The traditional dress of Telangana consists mainly of panja, kurta, Hyderabad sherwani. Panja is the most traditional attire being worn from ancient times. It is said that panja is worn by Brahmins since ancient times. Next, let's see some Indian saris made of. The South Indian saris are made with a special blend of cotton and silk. The graph is of cotton and the work is done using either mulberry or tussar skills. These saris are unique as they are still completely made by hands. No machine have been developed to make them. Next, let's see the famous sari in South India. It is Chettinad sari. From lip-smacking cuisines to gorgeous temple architecture, the Chettinad district of Tamil Nadu has a bunch of things to be famous for. But the Chettinad cotton sari is arguably the most popular of all those. I hope everyone loved it. If till now you guys never visited to South India, I hope after this event you will think about visiting South India. Don't forget to taste and try South Indian cuisines and costumes. Thank you.